If you've been following along with Mykasa's career, it is a right side of the box score stat sheet, which means rebounds, assists, steals, tips, deflections, and all the things that make a team come together from a glue standpoint. She can score, but she's very good on the right side of the box score, allowing players like Hailey Van Lith to be able to find her offensive stroke.
Joe Vasili, Angelica Suffren, Carla Fountain are officials. Home whites for Notre Dame, the #1 seed and regular season champs, and the road blacks for Louisville.
Right away, you see Kristen Carr is going to face guard Sonia Citron and make it difficult, and someone else have to be a primary ball handler.
And a charge taken by Louisville. That's Olivia Cochran inside, and the first personal foul on KK Bransford. As you check out the starting five for Louisville, they've been mixing things up of late, and that has been beneficial. 7-2 in their last 9 games, with Nyla Harris, the freshman, serving a more prominent role here down the stretch.
Well, I think the #1 thing is Mykasa Robinson's capable of playing the point. Hailey Van Lith floating a little bit on that jumper. And you get Hailey Van Lith and Kristen Carr on the wings, Beth, and that gives them a little bit better opportunity to score.
The Notre Dame starting five without Dara Mabry and Olivia Miles. Their starting backcourt for much of the season. Mabry out for the year, Miles out for an uncertain amount of time after an injury in the Louisville game in the regular season finale.
Do you think Sonia Citron slept it all last night based on the pressure she knew she was going to see today?
And it is Carr to start out, as you mentioned. They put Robinson on Westbeld.
Well, here's what they're going to do is they're going to mix it up. They're going to face guard her. They're going to take away a Notre Dame rhythm offensively and take them deeper into the shot clock.
Harris off the dribble, draws the foul. The freshman out of Windermere, Florida. Terrific recruiting class for Jeff Walls this season, now in his 16th year. Another trip back to the Final Four a season ago, but it's been a rocky road, Debbie, replacing 3 starters kind of up and down, and now they have sort of found their rhythm here of late.
Remember, this was a top 10 preseason team, and they fell out of the polls, and they have worked their way back. I have them in my poll the last 3 weeks. I think they are trending in the right direction, and as Angel pointed out, in March, that's when Jeff Walls does his best work.
4 straight years of at least getting to the Elite 8.
Well, people forget they were in the Final Four last year with some of this very same personnel, including Hailey Van Lith.
Westbeld, the entry to Lauren Ebo, the transfer from Texas. Spins, goes to the right hand short, and a good box out for the Ville.
Good details early on the defensive end by Louisville.
Carr pulls up for 3. Offensive rebound and another foul as Nyla Harris gets on the glass. That is 2 quick fouls on Lauren Ebo. As you check out the ACC Coach of the Year, the former star point guard, a national champion at Notre Dame, now in her 3rd season with the Irish. A couple of decades over there at Notre Dame for Niele since winning the title back in 2001. It's a short bench with the injuries that they have had.
Well, you lose your starting backcourt, it's always going to take time to adjust. They've had time to adjust to the Mabry injury. That's an ACL. She's out, and her career is finished at Notre Dame. And then Olivia Miles is listed as day-to-day. However, the strategy by Notre Dame not to release the status of her injury, I think, is excellent, because you don't want their seeding to be affected should Olivia Miles not be able to come back. We don't know. We think she could.
The selection committee has to consider injuries and who's available. Citron rattles a shot in. It's a similar story up at UConn with AZ Fudd and possibly at Ohio State, although J.C. Sheldon did return to the court yesterday in the Buckeyes' win over Michigan.
So all these coaches dress them in their gear and have them march them out there for warm-ups, and it just keeps everybody unsure.
Guessing. Mid-range, Carr, no, and Westbeld has the rebound. Maddie had a double-double yesterday in the win over NC State. She also hit the 1,000-point mark in her career scoring for the Irish, as they knocked out the 3-time defending champs. Prosper, no.
No second chance opportunities
Miss in tight for Louisville. Teams are a combined 1 for 9 to start out. Citron, short. Rebound, Robinson, and the push. Somebody's looking for an easy bucket. Robinson scooped it up, tough shot. And it will go the other way. Last touch by the Cardinals.
A few nerves, maybe a few jitters, a little unsettledness. You know, both these teams, Louisville wants it like this. Ugly, rough, grinder. You know, Notre Dame likes to pass and cut.
I think both sides too, Debbie, might have been pressing a little bit for that early knockout punch. Does not come.
I thought Louisville played exceptionally well yesterday, locked in on the defensive end. Hailey Van Lith got them off to a great start offensively.
What, you have 17 of their first 20 points?
Yes.
As they took care of Wake Forest. Westbeld for 3. Junior out of Kettering, Ohio.
There was a point in the season where Maddie Westbeld was the 4th or 5th option offensively. I'd say she's 1 or 2 right now.
Only 2 behind Citron. Van Lith hangs, tough shot.
Multiple initiators on the top of the floor for Notre Dame.
That's going to be an offensive foul on the screen by Westbeld, who shakes her head and says, no, that wasn't me.
I mean, watch how Maddie Westbeld slides to the slot, knocks down the triple. I've always loved her game. Her footwork, her IQ is like a guard. She sees the floor well. She's a tremendous facilitator on the top of the floor in their high-low game or in their chin action.
Cochran hits over Nat Marshall, who has checked into the lineup for Notre Dame. And there's the pressure off the make. That's why Louisville is so anxious to make buckets, Debbie, so they can set up this full-court pressure.
I mean, this is going to be 40 minutes of multiple harassments, right? Every action has to be contested. You got to make it challenging. Notre Dame has the size advantage. Louisville should have the speed and the depth.
Liz Dixon checks in along the front line for Louisville.
Good call by Carla Fountain.
10-second violation. Couldn't get it across half court.
Yeah, that's because they got the tip and deflection down here, right? And then you kind of lose track of the clock. And that's not having a natural point guard out there. There'll be several subtle things that we will be able to point to when you don't have that natural person on top of the floor as the leader.
Dixon. Carr, and the pass a little too hot as Louisville turns it back over. My goodness, you think about over the years the point guards that Muffet McGraw had at Notre Dame, including Niele Ivey.
Yeah, Lindsay Allen, Skylar Diggins.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mabrys.
What is it, 11 years, I think, of Mabrys.
Not enough for me.
Come to a close. There's another one.
Yeah.
May not be over yet.
Well, she's going somewhere else right now, I think.
Marshall. And a foul. I think Carr might have gotten a little too aggressive on Citron there. Whistled for her first personal.
It's a good early whistle to clean that up, but it's also a really good contest by Carr. You want to make life miserable for Sonia Citron. You just want to make her miserable. But you know what? If she is miserable, you're never going to know it because the kid's face never changes.
Back-to-back games of season highs. She dropped 27 on Louisville in the regular season finale and then 28 yesterday against the Wolfpack.
She's flat-out baller and shoots a very high clip outside the three-point line.
Now it's Morgan Jones. They're getting some length on her defensively, and she has drawn a second consecutive foul.
So they go with a trap on the wing ball screen. Anytime Notre Dame brings 2 to Citron, keep your eye on that. That's the part of the game plan for Jeff Walls, is to mix up the way they guard her in ball screen action. That time they bring the double.
Jones able to get over the top. And another. That is 3 consecutive fouls drawn by Citron.
Okay, now that's not the way the game was officiated yesterday.
Well, it does send a message about freedom of movement
Well, I like
for
that.
the offensive players, yes.
I do like
Yes,
that, but
yes.
I like consistency too.
Bransford. Prosper. Oh, pass was deflected. Hands are working early for Louisville. All even at 5 apiece. Just over 5 gone. 4 seeds move on. Louisville trying to get back to the ACC championship game for the 2nd time in the last 3 years. And for the Fighting Irish, 5 times the champions of this tournament, including a stretch of 4 straight at one point. Then Louisville knocked them off the perch, and the Irish came back to win it the following year. Shot clock violation, so a shot clock violation and a 10-second violation here in the first quarter on the Irish.
All a part of the master plan to keep it disruptive and uncomfortable for Notre Dame.
Waiting for the offenses to arrive. Both sides a combined 3 of 15 shooting thus far, and a pass picked off by Bransford.
They switch to the zone and they get a turnover. Notre Dame played 7 possessions of zone last game, but I think we'll expect to see more.
Baseline no, Dixon good, weak side box. It's going to be a foul on Citron. So far, just a couple of shots for Sonia and a couple of shots for Hailey Van Lith in the ball game.
So I thought Morgan Jones had lost control of the ball before. There's a foul. And it's free throws already.
Morgan Jones at the line, 69%. That was the first foul on Citron. Hey, the New York Life ACC Men's Tournament begins Tuesday afternoon right here at Greensboro Coliseum. All 3 first-round games coming your way starting at 2 Eastern on ACC Network and your ESPN app. Of course, after this weekend and the big championship Sunday tomorrow, a couple of weeks to get ready for the NCAA tournament. The new projection is 8 ACC teams in. Syracuse would be on the bubble. And North Carolina, after they lost to Duke yesterday, would be on the host bubble as a 4 or 5 seed. Can the Tar Heels stay at 4 and get to host first and second round action? Right now, Notre Dame penciled in to be a host. Louisville likely to be on the road unless they make a run to win the ACC championship.
Virginia Tech penciled in to be a host as well. Actually, the highest seeded team in the ACC, according to Charlie.
Looks like Duke will also be home for the first and second rounds.
I think there's a lot to be determined yet, and what happens in the SEC today could have an impact. What happens in the Pac-12? There's a steal by Robinson.
Robinson gets the pick, and Jones gets the lay-in.
Steal, score, steal, score. That's the mentality for Louisville on the defensive end.
Press has forced a couple turnovers already, Angel.
So that's more of what Jeff Walsh was wanting from his team. He said, you know what the difference is? They're forcing you to foul, and we're settling on the other end. Make them make a decision. Jab, screen hard at the top, and go downhill and make a play. Force them to guard us. Right now, we're playing tentative. Play together and play with some urgency.
Kylie Watson with the bucket at the other end. And we got a foul on the rebound against Liz Dixon, her second.
Look at Mykasa Robinson. She is just sniffing that out. Gets the rhythm of KK Bransford's dribble. Maybe KK Bransford didn't sleep last night either. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go against
Robinson and Celeste Taylor. I mean, you talk about 2 spectacular defensive perimeter players. Taylor was the Defensive Player of the Year. She and Duke are on deck against Virginia Tech today. Van Lith, first open look for Hailey, and in and out. Starts out 0 for 3. And another turnover, I believe. Westbeld stepped on the sideline. So that's 6 giveaways here in the first quarter. That's a big reason why. No Olivia Miles, who was the runner-up to Elizabeth Kitley for Player of the Year honors in the league. Out with an injury, listed day-to-day. Dixon, ooh, that was almost picked. Cochran flashes.
Good
swing it around Robinson mid-range.
Yeah, good ball movement. Mykasa Robinson, that's her range. She has to be aggressive, otherwise they won't guard her.
Jenna Brown, the transfer from Stanford, now in as another ball handler for Notre Dame. Citron trying to get away from Morgan Jones. Westbeld for 3. Long rebound to Prosper. Shot clock did not reset. Brown hoists. And Prosper able to get him another possession.
Good hustle by the freshman. And you see Jeff Walls really challenging his players on the glass right now.
Now it's Van Lith on Citron. Lob into traffic and tough pass to handle.
Good ball pressure on the top. Makes that high-low pass difficult. Right now, Notre Dame's not a great three-point shooting team, so there's a pinch happening on the wings. So it's clogged up in the middle. Notre Dame's gonna have to keep going inside out and move the ball to be able to space out that Louisville defense.
Van Lith. That one didn't touch iron either. No reset. Jones, short. Well, Louisville is forcing the turnovers, Debbie, but they're not cashing them in. They're just 3 of 13 from the floor.
I think they've settled for a lot of jump shots early, a lot of threes. You got to attack Notre Dame. I know they're bigger inside, but you got to play inside out. It's the same formula on this end for Notre Dame.
They are just 3 of 15 from the floor. Watson. Shot clock down to 5.
Good switch right there by Louisville.
Citron blocked by Van Lith, got a piece of it.
See, I think Dixon needs a touch this time down.
Robinson on the drive, Jones. Mykasa, Van Lith off the bounce. Boy, everything is rushed right now.
It's too fast, right? Too fast. They're playing hard, but it's just like what happened in Duke, Carolina yesterday. It was just playing too fast. You want to say maybe trying too hard? You got to have a feel, a cadence, a rhythm, understanding of ball reversal, why it's important.
Oh, and a major development here. Maddie Westbeld just picked up her 2nd personal foul here in the first quarter. So 2 Notre Dame starters with 2 fouls, she and Ebo. And again, we've talked about the lack of depth with the injuries to Mabry and Miles.
So now go inside to Liz Dixon, take advantage. Now you've got a little bit less experience on that front line, and you've got 6'5" that Louisville does, that Notre Dame can't really put on the floor with experience. Marshall's 6'5", but she doesn't play a lot of minutes.
Notre Dame will have to put up a shot, about a 4-second clock difference.
You got to look to go back door here, ball fake them.
Now it's back to Carr on Citron, the help from Dixon. In and out, Van Lith. And a chance here for Louisville to beat the buzzer. Carr on the drive, hangs in and out. And the lid remains on the bucket at both ends. 12-7, Ville through 1. But during the break, the officials went back to the scorer's table. There was a whistle and a foul at the end of the play before the first half buzzer. And they have given a foul to KK Bransford on this rebound play right here, undercutting Olivia Cochran.
Excuse me, and it's 0.4 on the clock.
Yes, so 2 free throws with 0.4 still to go in the first quarter. And look at the foul trouble now. 2 for Bransford, 2 for Westbeld, and 2 for Lauren Ebo. That's 3 Notre Dame starters with 2 fouls each. And now that is the end of the first quarter. A 9-2 Louisville run to end it.
Subway keeps upping their game with the Subway Series, an all-star menu of
This one needs to be going up. That's the way I see it.
It was not the prettiest of first quarters. In fact, the fewest first quarter points scored in a game for Notre Dame. Louisville wasn't all that better.
And the reason why I say down on Notre Dame is the injuries and the foul trouble now that is mounted here in the first quarter.
3 starters with 2 fouls each, and they are all sidelined. Robinson pulls up and hits in the lane.
And if you're Louisville and you know that Mykasa Robinson's your only player that's made 2 baskets, things got to be looking up for you.
The 2 studs, Citron and Van Lith, a combined 1 for 9. The defenses have really been keying on them.
Here's Hailey.
Good fill behind by Carr to save that basketball from being turned over.
Robinson feeling it.
She's an offensive machine. Mykasa Robinson, 3 buckets.
She's already got more points than her average for an entire game. And it's a 13-2 Louisville run.
My apologies to Mykasa Robinson. I billed her as a right side of the box score player. I didn't know she was going to score today.
How much you know.
I've been a big fan of Mykasa Robinson's because this is a kid that has accepted her role from day one and worked on her offensive game. It's not like she's not participating in shooting drills in practice. She certainly is. But her energy and her effort is focused on this end of the floor where she can be so disruptive.
Well, and with the 2 stars quiet thus far, Van Lith gets a steal. You have to have the other Cardinals and the other Irish pick it up as Hailey gets her first bucket off the steal. Timeout Notre Dame. And now the turnovers are making a difference.
The D, the numbers, transition going the other way. The Cardinals got a little mojo off their D. Hailey Van Lith with a bucket.
A reminder to fans to download the ACC 3-Point Challenge app presented by New York Life to help benefit the local Boys and Girls Club. Score points for your school, and after the tournament, the local Boys and Girls Club will receive a donation from New York Life based on their affiliated ACC team's final ranking. 18-7 here, Louisville. They're on a 15-2 run. The turnovers converting into points as we check in with Angel Gray.
Yeah, you can tell by the start of the second quarter, Notre Dame is just really trying to adjust to the tight whistle. Neil Ivey addressing her team, saying, I have 3 starters with 2 fouls behind me. Her message was, this is not the plan. I want you to be tough. I want you to fight, but be disciplined. Give yourselves a chance.
Yeah, and as a result, 2 of those starters in foul trouble, actually now all 3 have returned. Bransford, Ebo, and Westbeld back on the floor, and immediately they turn it back over. That's
uncomfortable,
9.
not in rhythm. Louisville starting to heat up offensively. All of those buckets off their defense in a live ball turnover situation. So I think Notre Dame ball fake, go back door, look to relieve some pressure with some dribble entries and some high post entries into your offense.
Harris with the miss, and it's cleaned up by Marissa Russell. They've hit their last 4 shots to open things up. They have held Notre Dame to 3 baskets in the first 12 minutes.
There's a dribble entry into their offense.
Pass a little too high for Ebo. Westbeld able to grab it. Beats the shot clock buzzer, won't go. Bransford offensive rebound. Short. Ping-ponging around, Van Lith has it. Carr. Good hustle by Ebo to get back into the passing lane.
Well, you know Louisville wants to run the floor hard and wide every time. And they're doing a great job of rebounding, limiting Notre Dame to 1 shot attempt right now.
Van Lith trying to get around Prosper. Denied. Ebo's got it.
If you know anything about Hailey Van Lith, she is not going to stop seeking shots. I mean, that's part of her role for this team. And she has supreme confidence because she's put the work in.
Bransford. Sonia Citron looks at her and says, hey, we need that every time. They need other Irish to loosen things up for Sonia, who has seen 4 different defenders and a handful of double teams. Robinson off the bounce, pitches it out. Russell spinning off the 1 foot, around and down.
Oh, what a move. I love the reverse pivot. Most players have gotten really good at that move. They get in the paint, they're on balance. Kristen Carr has really bought into playing some D today.
Yep. Prosper steps back for 3, no. Harris, good box out. Carr weaving her way quickly up the floor. And going to be called for the offensive foul with the offhand and the push.
She pushed off.
That's her 3rd personal foul.
See, she doesn't need to push off. She's already got to have an advantage with her hips and shoulders if she takes 1 more dribble and puts pressure on Citron to foul, not push her out of the way.
So Carr is the first card in trouble. And out she goes.
So whoever Mykasa Robinson is guarding, don't bring the ball up. Let somebody else bring it up.
And right now that's Citron. Prosper had it poked loose by Van Lith. Jones, this is where she's at her best. Open floor, laying.
Louisville's defense has been fantastic. Look how far Notre Dame is getting pushed out, trying to initiate their offense.
Pass deflected. Another takeaway. Van Lith going right at Citron. The spin, lost it.
See, this is where you got to go right at her, put her on a deficit defensively. She's such a key to what they do. And she's slow to get up, Citron. Why spin here? Just go right with your right hand, or your left hand. She's actually left-handed.
Van Lith thought she got fouled, and it appeared she did. But then it looked like there was another foul here on the out of bounds on Louisville. They just give Notre Dame possession of the basketball. Citron still trying to work through something here.
So
going to stay in the game.
I wonder what the delay is here.
You see her wincing in pain.
Unless it's just a veteran move by the officials to give her a second, right? Because she definitely looks like she needs one.
Yep.
So I like it when the officials do that. Because Niele Ivey doesn't really want to take her out, but she's not looking good going over to the sideline.
And actually, they do whistle a foul on Morgan Jones, and Citron will not stop at the bench. She's going all the way back to the Notre Dame locker room. Already down their starting backcourt, and now without their leading scorer. Marshall gets it up and in.
Tough finish by Marshall. Marshall hasn't scored in the last couple of games.
Van Lith. Marshall with the rebound. Notre Dame trying to work its way back into it. And there you see back in the VOM, Citron trying to work through something. Westbeld with the flash. She's the go-to right now for Notre Dame, and she delivers. She's got 5. working against that 2-3. Off the bounce, Robinson. In and out, Watson. Good couple of series here for the Irish, getting stops and getting baskets.
And with this lineup on the floor, Robinson's stuck on guarding a post player. Yeah, you got to go inside to Watson.
And Mykasa fouls. Good recognition by the Irish.
Good read in the high-low game. And here's the Citron injury right here. Major collision. That kid's tough right there.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take a lot to take Citron out, I think.
It looked initially like she may have gotten caught in the midsection and got the wind knocked out of her. She's still over there taking some deep breaths, but set to check back in. Spelled off the mark. Robinson quickly up to Jones. Morgan Jones, no. Good job by the Irish to defend without fouling her.
How many layups?
Too many.
Yeah.
Good help from Jones.
You got to read the second level, the weak side, before you make that entry.
That's a dozen first half turnovers. Russell. Weak side, a rebound, and the putback for Cochran and some emotion. Louisville doubling up the Irish as we approach 3 minutes to go in the half.
Usually Louisville has some sort of stretch where they lose focus or have a lull. They haven't had that in the first half so far. Their defense has really kept them engaged. Now, they haven't shot it well, but their D has kept them in it and given them a huge lead right now, double digits on Notre Dame.
Citron checks back in for Notre Dame. Kono is on for Louisville. Just 3.7 to go, Debbie, on this inbounds.
Look for KK Bransford on this one.
She's the second person in the stack there on the left with the headband.
Hailey! She goes out, you got her. Right now.
Inbound Westbeld, Marshall to beat the buzzer.
Good to box out.
Always good when the ball hits the floor, and Harris is fouled on the drive.
Look how quickly Louisville is converting from defense to offense. This is everyone running the floor hard. Gonna make Harris earn it at the line.
Louisville 6 of 10 from the stripe. Notre Dame does not have a free throw attempt here in the first half. Harris hard off the back iron. Gets 1 or 2. Full court press. Winner gets to the ACC championship game. Second semifinal still coming up, Virginia Tech and Duke. With the player of the year, Liz Kitley, the defensive player of the year, Celeste Taylor on opposite sides. Offensive rebound and the stick back, Ebo. She had 3 black jerseys around her and won the battle.
Well, Louisville had to rotate a couple of times. This is Cochran going to help on the KK Bransford shot, and that's how Ebo gets the weak side board.
74% on the season for Ebo. This is their first free throw attempt. Trying to get the three-point play. Van Lith. Robinson off the ball fake and the layup. What a move by Robinson to get the defender up.
Has Mykasa Robinson ever been Louisville's leading scorer at the half?
Who is she?
Where'd she come from?
We'll get our crack research team on that, whether Mykasa's ever been their leading scorer in a game. Held ball, Kono. Favorite of her teammates.
I mean, she gets in the logo area, shot fake, gets Ebo in the air. What a good finish.
Final 2 minutes of the first half, and an offensive foul on the inbound, and that is number 3 on Lauren Ebo.
You can see some frustration mounting on Notre Dame's side. I don't know.
That's a good sales job.
Yeah. We don't have flopping in our game.
No
on the
foul,
women's side.
like the men's.
No penalty for that. Unless you go to the monitor
if you're
and
reading
see something
anything
else.
in Antonelli's commentary, you would be right. It would be nice to have.
I thought you were nominating me for the rules committee.
You've nominated yourself, I think. You and Jeff Walls says he wants to be on the rules committee, too.
He does. So put him on the rules committee. I think the rules committee...
That'd be like dropping a bath bomb in the tub, having Walls on the rules committee.
I think there should be representation on the rules committee
for the
from
officials.
The Power 5 and the officials that play on TV.
Yes, agreed. Good defense and the pick by Watson to get her hand in the passing lane. Notre Dame lurking, just hanging around, hanging in there right now. Prosper, short. Cochran's got it.
Cochran has come to play today and yesterday morning, I should say.
6 rebounds for Olivia, approaching a minute to go.
Kono turned down the shot.
Cochran wanted it. Tried to wrap it. No. Didn't touch the rim. Shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation.
And Jeff Walls telling Kono, hey, ball fake and then shoot it.
Yeah, she had it.
Entering for Notre Dame, number 14, KK Wexford.
Well, the last time in this situation was last February, and it was against Louisville.
Let's see if Louisville looks to get a trap right here, because this is the last possession.
The defense has held Notre Dame to 7 baskets in the first half, and only 1 for Sonia Citron. She's got it right here for the Irish.
Well, she's going to drive down, coming off the ball screen down the right lane line. There she goes.
Kono made her pick it up. Prosper, short. Knocked out of bounds to Louisville with 3.6 to work with.
That's a good pinch from the strong side. I always say, if I know what they're going to do, all the coaches do.
Van Lith, try and beat the buzzer. Jacks. In the ACC championship game for Notre Dame and Louisville, can both star scorers catch fire? Citron 1 for 4 in the first half. Van Lith 1 for 9 in the first half.
So there's a high post entry. There's an adjustment right away by Niele Ivey. We didn't see that in the first half.
First shot off the mark from Bransford, who has 3 fouls. Watson has 3 fouls, and Lauren Ebo starts the second half with 4 personal fouls. Angel Gray, you had a chance to speak with Coach Ivey.
Yes, and as far as the 15 points in the first half, she said, look, let's credit what the Cardinals were able to do against us. We're not handling their ball pressure, so we have to find ways to do things differently. She says she wants to involve them in a couple more ball screens at the top of the key. That's the adjustment offensively, but you said it. As far as what they've been able to do, the Cardinals in that second quarter, Debbie, the 6 steals, That was what Coach Jeff Walz was asking and demanding them. He said, be the aggressor. We saw the jump in that second quarter.
So, Angel, to your point, as we get a timeout here by Notre Dame, when Citron gets the ball screen, they are going to double that. Good defense by Louisville to start the second half.
Arriving for the second semifinal, 2:30 Eastern, right here on ACC Network against the Duke Blue Devils. Virginia Tech is streaking, Debbie. Winners of 9 in a row. The last loss to the Blue Devils back in late January.
Right, it's the Duke defense, right? Carol Lawson's team, gritty, tough-nosed, very good rebounding team. And it's the Virginia Tech offense. But don't discount how good they are on the other side of the ball also. They had a terrific game plan against Miami. And there's a turnover off the timeout.
Big storyline, of course, for Virginia Tech as they are looking to cap one of the best regular seasons in school history with the best postseason in school history. They've never won an ACC championship. They've never made a deep run into the NCAA tournament and flirted with a Final Four.
They've never played in the finals of the ACC tournament.
So a lot on the line for that experienced group.
So Louisville has a chance right now to really break Notre Dame's spirit.
Robinson, Nyla Harris, got it.
Everything Louisville wants to do is going their way, and it's the opposite for the Irish. Dribble entries, high post entries. There's another high post entry. See, draw foul. Nyla Harris, 6'2" freshman, and Mykasa Robinson getting to the middle of that Irish defense. Keep in mind, Ebo, with those 4. I think you go right at her. Oh, good flex cut on the baseline.
And a walk. Bransford shuffled the feet before she got the shot up. They have as many turnovers as points.
That is very uncharacteristic of Notre Dame. This is the ACC regular season champion. And they earned it. It's a tough league this year. More parity, more balance in the league than I ever remember. As the starting backcourt for Notre Dame sits with injury.
Yeah, Mabry will not be back. Still uncertain as to whether Miles will be back for the NCAA tournament. What a wild finish. On the final day of the regular season, Notre Dame beats Louisville and North Carolina upsets Duke. And so Notre Dame wins the regular season. Blue Devils avenged that loss with a win over North Carolina yesterday to knock them out. Cochran got it, 16-footer.
I mean, a lot more zone out of Notre Dame than Louisville had seen in both regular season games combined, but it's not a surprise. They were prepared for it.
Van Lith almost got the steal, still fighting for it, and it will roll out of bounds to Louisville. They've got all the emotion, they've got all the hustle plays right now in the black jerseys.
A 20-point Louisville Cardinal lead.
Now you heard Jeff Walz telling Angel at the half, we've defended Notre Dame well this year for 20 minutes. Can we do it for 40?
And then you have a lapse like that right there. And now you get Notre Dame downhill and one opportunity for Citron.
Her first basket since the first quarter.
I mean, it's a great steal, and it's a sloppy pass. And it leads to a 3-on-2.
Citron to the free throw line, just the second free throw attempt of the game for the Irish. Van Lith fouled on the drive. Wow, somehow they beat Notre Dame up the floor even after a made bucket.
Well, they have more team speed anyway, but after a made free throw, that usually doesn't happen.
That is now the third foul on Bransford.
That's why I say it's a dangerous time that you can really break their spirit right now, right? They think that they can't get back in the game because you just are relentless with your ball pressure. and you keep making shots, which keeps putting more pressure on them.
And this is the best free throw shooter in the ACC. With that left foot on the nail. Hits them both. I got the nail in before you did, by the way. Let the record show.
But you didn't get the 17 panels from the sideline to the three-point line and the corner in.
Cochran, oh, the tongue's out wagging, the lefty lay-in, and the smile as he heads the other way for Olivia Cochran.
Cochran rumbling, stumbling, and then Robinson with a tie-up.
What's better than a center with a handle and an open floor in front of her?
I mean, the pick. And
Look
then,
out.
Yep, here she comes.
Oh, and then she goes to the left side. Nice.
Well, you know what? Remember, she wanted to play some three.
She did.
Remember?
Yeah.
Jeff was working on her skill set, facing up, and she's worked on it all season.
They have more points off of turnovers now than Notre Dame has total points. That's been the story of the day. Bransford, nice spin in the lane. Robinson's got it, and here they come, 4 on 2.
It's a
Van Lith.
all downhill all day.
And they missed the chance. By the way, are they going to call a block with the feet in the restricted area? Nope, offensive foul.
I mean, that was a... Wait, you could add a cup of coffee waiting on this charge. Bransford, excellent defense.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was a chance for Van Lith just to pull and pop when she had possession out top.
The floor has definitely been tilted Louisville's way.
It's been the defensive intensity that's made a big difference. A 10-3 run here in the third quarter. Foul off the ball will be on Liz Dixon. That will be her third. Sunday night right here on ACC Network, we've got the ACC Wrestling Championship from Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh. Coverage of the finals begins at 7 Eastern. Sean Kenny and Rock Harrison on the call. And with a preview, here's Debbie Antonelli.
Yeah, 2 top 10 grapplers going at it.
Nice use of grappler. NC State, Virginia Tech, both in the top 10, I think?
Yes, they are. There's some national championship individual
guys
that can wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like not the same wrestling you and I do over here in the booth. It's a little different.
A little verbal takedown. That's a foul on Nyla Harris. That is her third. Harris will check out. Cochran will check back in. The Louisville depth also on display here today. They got 3 people with 3 fouls, but they've got fresh legs to bring in. It was Notre Dame over Louisville in the 2017 semis. They went on to win the title. Then Louisville beat Notre Dame in the 2018 final. And then the Irish came back to beat Louisville in the 2019 final. Things got a little chippy back in those days, Dan.
Yeah, you mean
with 2 teams that were also fighting for national championships.
And not just on the floor, maybe a little on the sidelines.
A little verbal repartee betwixt the coaches. That always spices up the game.
Yep.
Cochran, boy, you're right. She is playing today the way I think we thought she'd be playing all year long.
And from November, in anticipation of her and her face-up game. But she's got incredible bounce, right? And this is the right time to come together. And Jeff certainly knows how to do that with his club. I mean, 4 Final Fours, including last year, and 2 title games.
Yep.
On his resume, his Hall of Fame resume.
Van Lith still without a shot in this second half.
Oh, she sneaks one in there to Dixon. And you know what Coach Walls would do right now is he'll just limit the offensive package and allow the D just to continue to take over, because you know that Duke and Virginia Tech are scouting the Cardinal live right now.
Well, and this is not what they wanted to see. The potential for the winner of this game to rest their starters in the final quarter if it comes to that. As Watson is fouled. Big advantage so far for Louisville. Back in a moment.
The Venture X
Championship Sunday, big day tomorrow from the East Coast to the West Coast for you as we start sending out bids to the NCAA tournament. Angel?
Well, ladies, look out. The Cardinals coming into this tournament are on a bit of a revenge tour. They saw Wake Forest first. They beat them back in January. Wake Forest beat them, and Coach was just talking about he didn't even recognize his team in those moments. He actually took a seat in the stands at one point as the game was coming to a close. Now they're seeing Notre Dame. That was their last regular season game, and they got beat by 3. So when you're thinking about their mentality coming into this one, our conversation with Jeff Walz has always been, we weren't consistent enough. We were not tough enough. Even today, he said, I'm nervous about even what I'll see in both halves. I like the consistency we're seeing from Louisville from start to now in this game.
You know, Angel, they have not had that lapse that they've been having. This has been a relentless, all-out, uncomfortable pursuit of the basketball. They have guarded the ball well. They have been very good in their personal scout on Notre Dame's offense. This has been a very well put together game plan, full of ball pressure.
And on a day when Van Lith has not been their top scorer, the others have picked it up. In particular, Cochran and Robinson, who are a combined 10 of 13 for 22 points. And Robinson just takes the charge and takes a shot to the face as Westbeld picks up her third.
I mean, this is how well scouted I'm talking about. They love to run Westbeld off that flare out of horns. And everyone was locked in, including Mykasa Robinson, to help on the penetration. Unfortunately, she gets hit in the face, and she's going to take a seat. That's just a basketball play. There was nothing there. I'm glad that you're not going to look at it. And that's a tough kid right there.
Well, the other challenge right now for Notre Dame is just the voice, the emotion. I mean, the spark is there on the left. The leader is there on the right. And they are both obviously unavailable today. So where on the floor does that spark come? Does the juice come from? Does the leadership come from when you're down like this?
Well, you got to anticipate that Citron and Westbeld would be the two that would step up in that situation. Prosper, Bransford are freshmen. They've not been here before. And Watson is new to the program as a transfer.
Yeah. Van Lith, her first attempt of the second half, knocks it down.
And that's the one thing about Hailey Van Lith. This is the maturity in her game. 26 yesterday, she has the hot hand, and she recognizes others have the hot hand. So she's not forcing anything.
Cochran, she's going to flirt with a double-double here shortly. 12 points, 8 rebounds.
Go into their chin action. There's Van Lith, same play off the flare, same spot on the floor.
Winding away inside and a foul. Gets Hailey to the line.
Well, Hailey is so good at the hips and shoulders game because when she turns the corner, she is going right out that outside hip of Watson. And if you can get to that hip, you're going to draw a foul. And she's certainly not afraid of that kind of contact.
She gets to the line as well as anybody in the conference.
Debbie, if you like that so much, you might have to credit the late, great Kobe Bryant. Doing a lot of workouts with him. That was the #1 thing that he was challenging her, getting to the rim, how to use her body, how to finish, and also that Mamba mentality.
Nice. Yeah, of course, Kobe worked an awful lot with Sabrina Ionescu when she was at Oregon, and then into the WNBA. And Hailey benefiting from the Mamba as well. She worked a lot in the offseason after the disappointing loss in the Final Four to create space just like that to get her shot off with a defender draped all over her, Debbie.
I mean, she's so quick into the rhythm of her shot, right? And you use that explosion that she has. She's strong in her lower body, and her mind is strong, right? You're not going to take her out of a game. You can't talk her out of it. You can't bring whatever defense. She's going to stay competitive.
Watson assisted by Citron. Van Lith has the last 6 points for Louisville. Prosper with the dig down.
And let me just say about Cassandra Prosper, right? Reclassifies, come in late, right? Should be in high school right now. This kid's going to be really good. Long, athletic. This is like learning on the fly when you come in that situation, trying to adjust to the speed of the college game.
She was supposed to be a part of next year's top 10, top 5 recruiting class for Niele Ivey with Emma Resch and Hannah Hidalgo, who are both McDonald's All-Americans. Van Lith with the nice cross. Dixon O'Boards. Triple good from Carr. It's a Louisville party through the first 3 quarters today. And Van Lith whistled for the foul, trying to get on top of the screen for Citron, her second.
I just love how connected the Louisville team looks right now, even when the ball's dead and they're exchanging conversation with each other, or, you know, the high fives, or the way the bench is involved.
Well, you gotta like to. Hailey Van Lith is ticked off, even though they're up big, because she didn't want to get whistled for that last foul.
Well, she don't like coming out of the game
No.
either.
What are you taking me out for, Coach? Well, at this point, it's to get ready for tomorrow, barring a significant Notre Dame change of pace here. Winner goes to the ACC championship game.
"24 Louisville points off 19 Notre Dame turnovers."
Carr, and she put Russell in a tight spot. And now they'll have to hustle to beat the buzzer. Carr, deep 3. Oh, in and out. Offensive rebound.
This looks like the top 10 team that we anticipated seeing in November.
Yes. Citron.
Good hustle by Citron.
Almost got that. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lob over the head, Cochran.
I mean, you got to catch that. Oh, there's this really hard hedge, and Citron handles it well. Different looks. Now, he'll empty out the defensive game plan and package, but he'll save a little something in his back pocket for tomorrow. How about Ebo staying on the floor with those 4 fouls?
Carr, short. Another offensive rebound for Louisville, and Olivia Cochran injured on the play.
Looks like a cramp, potentially. Look at her foot.
And she just grabbed the right knee. It looked like it may have just hyperextended a bit. It's going to come out.
Well, now that's what you start thinking about if you're Jeff Walz, right? It starts creeping in your mind, empty the bench.
You're spending all your time.
Oh, the player of the year last year, the Player of the Year this year in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Liz Kitley and her teammates getting ready. The 3 seed taking on the 2 seed Duke. Coming up next. Winner gets the winner of this one. Carr. Oh, yeah. That almost beat the buzzer. Through 3. Big global lead here in the semis.
The future is threatened.
In 10 years, they've got Virginia Tech coming up next.
Look, Duke is tough. They are a grinded-out defense. They're an up-the-line. They are aggressive. They are locked in. Their focus yesterday was fantastic on the defensive end.
Louisville's defense today, they have held Notre Dame to less than 10 points in all 3 quarters this afternoon.
There's a backdoor and a nice setup by Niele Ivey off the timeout.
Just underway, 4th quarter. Winner will face either Duke or Vatek in the championship. As tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock on ESPN, that kicks off our Championship Sunday coverage. Championship games across the country. How about that Pac-12 craziness, Debbie? Stanford and Utah, the regular season champs, bounced early.
The title game is UCLA and Washington State.
What?
Listen, Cammie Etheridge, the head coach at Washington State, when you ask Tara Vanderveer, she is always talking about how well prepared Washington State is, how good they are.
There's something about Cammie Etheridge I can't quite recall.
I'll tell you what it is. She is one of the best trivia questions in all of women's college
That's why
basketball.
I'm the assist leader at Lafayette College. This is a pass right here.
Only one person in the history of our game has won the Wade Trophy and did not score 1,000 points.
Cammie Etheridge. What you got for us, Angel?
Oh, I just would like to say congratulations to Corey Close, who actually coached me while I was at Florida State, now at UCLA, and now in the Pac-12 championship, and with Kiki Rice, the first Jordan brand ambassador to coming out of high school, doing her thing. So congrats to Corey Close.
Oh, to have that NIL deal. Huh?
Next year, Kiki. How about Juju Watkins at Southern Cal? Naismith High School Girls Player of the Year.
Carr hits the jumper. Yeah, they got some things going on out in Los Angeles as well as those two plan to head to the Big Ten in a couple of years. Steal, score, Louisville.
Steal, score, steal, score. That's going to be my new T-shirt.
Steal, score.
I'm just putting it on there. Steal, score, steal, score.
Steal, score mentality.
Fast and together.
Well, I got to believe Jeff Walz, with the full court pressure still, wants to put this one to bed so he can get Van Lith and the rest of the starters out. Prosper, front rims it. Robinson on the run. 3-on-2. Van Lith. And 1.
I mean, it is automatic at the free throw line also. I mean, she's going hard. Now, in the first half, she spun away from this contact. In this play, she gets right into the offense. And she uses her body to protect the ball. 2 hands high off the glass and 1 opportunity.
Virginia Tech is coming up, and so is Elizabeth Kitley. 22-10 in the quarterfinal win over Miami late last night. And the 2-time ACC Player of the Year. Big challenge coming up against the Duke Blue Devils in a defense that allows, about 50 points per game. That's it. They locked down North Carolina yesterday.
I think the decimal point would mean something to Coach Lawson. So it's probably like 50.6,
Good
maybe
call.
like that.
Good call. Kitley, by the way, was not an AP All-American last year, the ACC Player of the Year. That's a rarity. I would think she would be this year.
I definitely think she's top 10.
Yeah. The big storyline, of course, moving forward for Notre Dame will be the availability of star point guard Olivia Miles. And the fact remains that the selection committee may not know her status by Selection Sunday. Out with an injury against Louisville the last game of the regular season, so just a few days ago.
Well, as long as she's listed day-to-day, that means she can come back.
They would have to consider her availability, and that would help Notre Dame get a better seed.
Absolutely. Plus, they're the winners of the ACC regular season.
Yes.
They did a tremendous job with their body of work during the regular season. Good screen by Robinson in there. Citron in the restricted area. That play starts outside the lower defensive box. That brings the arc into play.
She has one shot. Returning for the Irish, number 21, Maggie Westville.
Now, the most recent bracketology had Notre Dame as a 3, which would mean they would be able to stay home and host in South Bend first and second round. Louisville is still outside looking in, but if they win the ACC championship, I would think they would have a shot at hosting.
I would think. I mean, do they factor in, since attendance matters, that the Yum Center will be sold out?
Jam-packed. Looks like the other 2 semifinalists, Virginia Tech and Duke, also both in line to host. Duke only 1 home loss all season. That was to Carolina in the finale. They've been awfully good at Cameron this year.
I think Louisville has the best chance right now to improve their seeding of the teams remaining here. Oh, good move.
And Lith on the drive, no. She hits the deck hard. Boy, at this point, how much longer does Jeff leave Hailey Van Lith on the floor and the other starters? I mean,
or Robinson.
Oof.
You know what? I'll tell you why. Because the net is a piece of criteria, and there are efficiencies inside the net that affect what your net is. And so if you have a big margin, it affects your net. If you win by a closer margin, it can affect your net. We think those are the efficiencies that are in.
Mykasa Robinson is out. Oh boy, we got to check and see. Debbie, is she the leading scorer right now?
Come on, we got to have Mykasa Robinson.
Van Lith, 15.
Oh, she ruined it for Mykasa.
Robinson was on pace in the first half to lead the team in scoring for the first time all season. The defensive specialist.
I got to believe maybe ever.
Might have been. It might be ever.
We'd have to do some more research. We'll know that by championship game tomorrow.
I'm sure she won't be as disappointed as we are. But
well, we were on Mykasa when she was a freshman with her role and how valuable she is, what she means to her teammates. Everybody loves to play with a player like Mykasa and hates to play against her.
Carr, short. And Prosper gets the steal. Well, if you're a guard at this level, Debbie, right? I mean, you can come in with some deficiencies, but by your sophomore year, offensive foul here on a charge. By your sophomore year, you better be a scoring threat, right? And now, a three-point threat, fabulous, but at least off the bounce, you got to be able to beat somebody.
I mean, all these players are on scholarship, right?
On scholarship,
well, then let's shoot the ball. Like, what are you doing? Get in the gym, work on catch and shoot, work on 1 dribble pull-up, work on 2 dribble pull-up.
Got to be an offensive threat.
Attack a closeout. Make a play off balance. I mean, come on, we got to have more shooters. That's why I've been platforming for decades for players to shoot till their arm falls off.
Otherwise, Jeff Walls and Neil Ivey will come up with a game plan to just sag right off of you and play 4-on-5.
That's no fun.
No. And that's what Mykasa has done. She's become a threat, at least off the bounce, to score.
The product is the narrative. The product has to be good if we want people to pay attention. And people are paying attention right now to women's college basketball.
And no excuse not to be a good free throw shooter.
Well, no.
That's all on you when no one else is in the gym.
That's right.
Whew. This soapbox makes me feel a little taller.
Good thing we got that off our chest.
Kono up to Jones. Couldn't hold on and out of bounds. Well, the Fighting Irish will be Happy to put this one behind them. They're probably going to set a record or two, but with the talent that they have sidelined due to injury, not totally unexpected.
Oh, I feel Gail Gestencourse just rolling her eyes at that one over Sylvia Hatchell's team putting it on her in 98.
Still thinking about that one.
Yeah, but you know what? In 99, they went to the title game.
They
did.
Duke. Or Purdue in the finals on the West Coast.
Maybe we could get a little Lena Beard, Mo Curry, Georgia Schweitzer reference in.
Oh, my goodness. Is it too soon for a history lesson? So back in the early days, this is 46 years of the ACC tournament. Back in the early days, it was all Maryland, NC State, and Virginia. With Chris Weller and Kay Yao and Debbie Ryan, they dominated this tournament, winning 15 titles in 16 years. And then it was the Duke Carolina Revolution. 15 titles in 18 years. Then Notre Dame joins the league, and they start hogging all the championships. And then in the last 3 years, the NC State three-peat. We are going to crown a new champion this year. As you look at the totals, that is of the current crop of teams in the ACC. Maryland actually with 10 ACC tournament titles before they exited for the Big Ten Conference.
When Maryland was in the ACC, Chris Weller won all those titles until Brenda Freese arrived, and then in 06, Maryland won the national championship and won the national title before they ever won the ACC tournament. Yeah. That's how tough this tournament has been over time.
2006, Google it, kids. 3 ACC teams at the Final Four in Boston.
Same with Jeff Walz, right? I mean, he's been to 4 Final Fours and 2 title games and has 1 ACC tournament title.
If not for Gino and UConn, right? I think he beat them twice in the finals.
Yes.
Once with the great Angel McCautry in the backcourt, and then that Shoney Schimmel team that is it still the biggest upset of all time when they knocked out Baylor?
It is, to me.
Yeah.
It's the greatest upset. It was Brittany Griner in Baylor, Shoney Schimmel in Louisville.
Oh, I love March.
A lot of people would go 16-1 when Harvard beat Stanford, but there were extenuating
their
circumstances.
Team was hurt. Yeah. What do you think of Virginia Tech, Duke? What are you looking forward to in the next one?
Yeah, well, I love Virginia Tech's ball movement, the way they space the floor. I think they can handle Duke pressure in the 94 feet because they're going to be guarded man-to-man, and it'll be physical. What kind of whistle?
What kind of whistle?
Important. All right, but if Virginia Tech moves the ball and stays spread out, you're gonna force Duke to change up the way they guard Kitley. One time they guarded her well, the other time Kitley was able to score. But I also think Kenny Brooks since then and Kitley's skill set have allowed her to play in multiple areas on the floor where the quality of the catch is so important for her. Anywhere from 15 in, she's a threat.
Georgia Amore, the most underrated point guard in the country?
The best point guard at the end of the season in the ACC.
3 ball won't go. Rebound to Louisville. Morgan Jones.
She makes shots. She doesn't turn it over. She manages their offense. She knows how to get the ball to Kitley, and I call it the 3 W's of a good point guard. Georgia Amore. Who to get the ball to, when, and where. Kenny Brooks has been building to an opportunity like this. They will be ready to play.
Boy, and as Angel reported earlier, this is the redemption tour for Louisville. It would be more redemption in the final. They lost to both Duke and Virginia Tech in the regular season. But that was before this new and improved Louisville team started showing up later in the year. Angel.
Debbie, you did a great job just listing all the things that Georgia Amore has on her resume. Well, you forgot she's Australian. And she's as tough as nails. Never wants to come out of the game. I mean, she will probably try and defend anyone that's on the floor, but tough as nails is one of the best attributes I think she has.
You know what, Angel? I've asked Georgia about this and her status with the Australian national team, and you know, she's indicated to me that sometimes when you come over here and play, they kind of, I don't want to say lose track of you, but there's other people in the system that are at home playing, and I'm like, this is the best education. We win the gold every year. Why would you want to send your kids over here and learn how to play? You got to, Sandy Brondello, if you're listening, you better keep your eye on Georgia Amor.
Scrap for the loose ball. So for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, a tough way to bow out. But they will await their fate with the selection committee, and fingers are crossed that the injury to Olivia Miles is something that she might be able to come back from in the NCAA tournament for Niele Ivey and the Irish. They will likely be at home in the first and second rounds. And for Louisville, the momentum continues to build as they will be headed back to the ACC championship game. An impressive performance. The defense really triggering the offense today as the Duke Blue Devils. That's some old-fashioned limbering up, Debbie. No stretch bands, no kettlebells, no nothing.
Oh,
I like it.
No whistles, no tennis balls. You know what? They're listening to you back there, by the way.
That's how it used to be, ladies.
Where's the layup line?
Our strength and conditioning coach was one of our seniors. Well, the Louisville fans on their feet, applauding a job well done by the Cardinals. So they will be seeking a second ACC championship in the last handful of years. Kono. And Louisville sending statements to the selection committee. Hey, keep moving us up. Get us closer to that 4-seed line.
Got to get the ball over midcourt here, and that'll be it. What a win for the Cardinal. What a team effort on the defensive end. Connected and focused and locked in on the personnel for the game plan on Notre Dame.
Half of the final is set. Louisville will be there tomorrow afternoon as we take a look at our Bojangles' big bow moment of today's game.